Hello friends, this is David, your neighborhood coding tutor, here with video 2 in our new series on web development. In the first video, I used TextEdit to create a web page. And when I try to reopen that file in TextEdit, I'm going to run into a problem. TextEdit is configured to render HTML files, rather than display the raw HTML code like we need. To change this behavior, select Preferences from the TextEdit menu. Click Open and Save, then check the box at the top that says Display HTML files as HTML code instead of formatted text. I'd suggest also unchecking Add .txt extension to plain text files, and then going back to New Document and unchecking Check Spelling as you type and Correct Spelling automatically. Close the Preferences window and then pull down the File menu. Move down to Open Recent and select the file BG Color. The file extension .html won't show up here. The goal for this lesson is to continue learning and practicing HTML and JavaScript skills. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and you might think of text markup sort of like taking a red pen and making notes on a text document. This is a heading. Emphasize this text. Place an image here. In the first video, we briefly touched on the idea of a tag. In HTML, we mark up text with tags. Click at the end of this line in your file and press Return. Type 4 spaces so that the blinking text cursor is in line with the tag below it. This is just to keep the document easy to interpret at a glance. Type an opening H1 tag. Opening angular bracket, H1, closing angular bracket. Then type in the heading for your web page, like HTML Exploration. At the end of the heading, type in the closing H1 tag, opening angular bracket, /H1, closing angular bracket. Save your file. Find it on the desktop and double-click it. It should open in your default browser. And now you should see your new heading at the top of the page. Nice. Now go back to your text editor. Look at this line and focus on the word my. Let's use tags to make this text emphasized. Click in front of the M and type opening angular bracket, EM, closing angular bracket. Press the right arrow key twice and then type opening angular bracket, /EM, closing angular bracket. Save your code and reload the page in your browser. The word my should now be italicized. I want to end this video with a little bit of JavaScript. Go back to your text editor. Create a new blank line by clicking here and pressing Return. Type 4 spaces, then an opening script tag. Press Return and type 4 spaces again, then type a closing script tag. Click here and press Return 3 times. This so-called white space, blank lines and spaces, is mostly ignored by the browser. Its purpose is really to make the document easy for us to read. Here we've created a script element, and inside it we can put JavaScript code. Type out the following. Most of it should be in lowercase. Let name equal prompt, open parenthesis, quote, enter your name, quote, close parenthesis, semicolon. Then press return to go to the next line and type let em equal document dot query capital S selector open parenthesis quote em quote close parenthesis semicolon. Press return and on the next line type em dot inner all capitals HTML equals name semicolon. Now save your file, go to your browser and reload. The browser displays a dialog prompting you to enter your name. Whatever you type in will be placed inside the EM element, replacing the text my. Let's look at how the code works. In my color coding, red text has to be typed pretty much just as shown. These two blue words are variables being declared. You could choose different names than I did, but there are rules, like they can't have spaces. Programmers call the green text a string. It's what you would call data rather than code. And it could say anything at all without really changing how the code behaves. Prompt is called a function. When called like this, it displays a dialog to the user where they can type something in. Whatever they type in gets stored in the variable name. The next line asks the document to look inside itself for an EM element. It stores the element it finds in the variable EM. The purple text is EM so that it matches the EM tag in your HTML code. That's the element we want to find. Finally, the last line tells the browser to replace the contents of the EM element stored in the variable EM with the text the user typed into the dialog, which is stored in the variable name. I think that's a good place to stop for this video, but as always, you might find yourself with unanswered questions. Some questions you can explore just by trying it out. Like, what happens if you press cancel instead of OK in the dialog? Other questions aren't quite so straightforward to answer yourself. Please comment any questions you have, and I'll try to answer them directly in a comment or in a future video. So, I hope you'll join me again next time as we continue learning about web development.